Our video today is going to feature 3 undermount slides from Salice. At the bottom of the box here, this is the Futura soft close slide. This one will handle products up to 100 pounds. And in my application, I'll be using 5/8 inch material for the drawer sides and for the subfront and the back. So there is one, Futura. It does not have the same amount of adjustability because in the back there's just a hook and no adjustment in the back. But in the front you got the side to side, up and down. That's all available right there. Oh, and in and out. So that's the Futura. The other one, now this is an upgrade. They call this the Smooth. Evidently it's really smooth. Soft close. So it's called a Progressa. Handle up to 120 pounds. You can get this slide for 3/4 inch material, but here again, I'm using 5/8 inch drawer side material all the way around the cabinet. And then this one, top of the line, the Progressa Plus, 170 pounds. It's also real smooth. It has soft close. And as I said, 170 pounds, 5/8 inch all the way around. A really nice slide. And the first thing I want to do is show attaching the drawer slides to the inside of the cabinet. They have we have specifications from the manufacturer. You can see them on the screen here in a minute. But all of these, doesn't matter whether you're using a face frame cabinet and using rear mounting brackets, or maybe you're using a face frame cabinet and blocking out behind or beside the drawer runner, or you're using a frameless cabinet like I have. They're very easy to mount. The most important thing is to get the proper setback, and you do that by using this 37 millimeter setback on frameless cabinets, like you can see here on the slide, or using a 10 millimeter setback if you're mounting to the face frame. Then you'll always get the correct setback. So take a look here on the screen. You can see the holes on this one here, the Progressa Plus, right there where the screw is. That's 37 millimeter setback. And that's what you would use in a frameless cabinet like this one. It's the same on all the runners. If I was using a face frame cabinet and a rear mounting bracket, then I would use the first hole in the runner, and I would set that back 10 millimeters on the face frame. And if I was blocking out behind the runner, then I would use the 37 millimeter setback. So then you can use that screw hole, use a framing square, get it nice and level, put screws in the back. As simple as that to install these into the cabinet. So that's the installation of the runner into your cabinet. So now we're to the point where we want to talk about the building of the box. And as you can see in this first image, when we're looking at our drawer box, I have also in the drawing showing it with a drawer slide on it. And the purpose for doing that is to demonstrate that the runner length, as you can see in the drawing, is a little bit longer than the actual drawer box that you're going to build. Maybe 3/8 to 1/2 an inch longer. And when you build the box, in my case, when I built this box, I made it all out of 5/8 inch material, all the way around. And that's the maximum you can use on the drawer slides that I'm using. So 5/8 inch material for the sides and in the front and the back. And so how do you determine how long you're going to make this piece? Well, if you buy a drawer runner from somewhere and you order a 21 inch, then this piece will be 21 inches long or 533 millimeters. Maybe you order the 18 inch. Well, then it's going to be 18 inches or 457 millimeters. That is going to be the length of your drawer box for your undermount drawer slide. Well, now we've looked at how long the side of this drawer can be when you're buying a particular drawer runner. How high can you make it? That's a good question. How high from the bottom to the top? So take a look at the drawing on the screen there. The blue portion represents the drawer slide that we're talking about. And you can see where it extends down into the mechanical part of the drawer runner. So how high can you actually go with that? Well, let's take a look at the cabinet itself and measure how much it is. So we're up close. The question is, how tall can I make this drawer box? The front and the back and both sides, from here and up. You can see in the blue, well, you can't now, but you could before, what we're talking about there. So let's take a look at the measurement. My opening here, from here to here, is 9 3/4 inches. So that means that I can make this box here 8 3/4 inches tall, and it'll fit just fine. But you cannot make it taller. So deduct 1 inch if you're doing Futura. Let's take a look now at Progressa and Progressa Plus. Here's our first obstruction. It would be the bottom of the runner up above. And I have 7 3/8 of an inch of opening from here to there. And I can deduct 7/8 of an inch. So I could have a drawer side 6.5 inches tall, and it would work in there just fine. 6.5 inch drawer side right there, and it will fit. So that's how you calculate your how high you can build your box for the Futura and the Progressa from Salice. Now let's talk about how wide do we build the box for the Futura and for the Progressa runners from Salice. For the Progressa and the Progressive Plus, the manufacturer is telling us that you have to know what the inside opening width of your cabinet is. In our case, from left to right, we're looking at 360 millimeters, or 14 3/16 inches. So the manufacturer says deduct 42 millimeters. So 360 millimeters, the inside opening, minus 42 is going to give us the width of this box. The inside of the box, and that's this white portion here. And that'll be 318 millimeters for the Progressa. Now, it's a little different for the Futura. It's 1 millimeter different. So just have that in mind. So we deduct 42 millimeters from your opening width to determine what this portion of your drawer box will be. And we cut the front and the back at the same length, and that way we'll have the inside of the drawer box exactly the width it has to be. Let me explain why we have to have the inside of the box instead of the outside of the box. In an undermount slide, the drawer runner registers from the inside of the box. So this runner wants to rest against the inside of the box here, and it wants to rest against the inside of the box here. There's a little tolerance, but that's how the slides are designed. And in our case, we're using 5/8 inch material, but we could use material that is as thin as 1/2 inch, and then this slide is still going to work. So the reason we do inside cabinet width is because the drawer slide is manufactured to register against the inside of the box. Now let's talk about a couple other details related to the manufacturing of the drawer box for your cabinet. Let me just remove this from the cabinet. I'll get in front of you here and take this out. This is the bottom of the box. Under the box, we need a 1/2 inch recess, a 1/2 inch clearance under here. One of the reasons we need it is the front locking device. They need that space. And then your drawer runners, they register here against the inside of the drawer box. And also, I want to mention another thing on why the inside of the drawer box is so important in building undermount drawer slides, is that when the runner engages with this front locking device, If the box is too wide, it won't connect properly, or if it's too narrow, it'll be too tight. So that's why manufacturers are stressing in their instructions the inside of the box. And it really doesn't matter how thick you make the bottom of the box. In this case, I have 1/4 inch. I have used 3/8 inch and 1/2 inch in different applications. One thing I do like, if you look right here, if you use 3/8 of an inch thick, you can screw your front locking devices directly to the floor, the bottom of the box. In this case, because I have a 1/4 of an inch bottom, I have to attach these locking devices to the subfront. Now that's one point about the manufacturing of this box. But there's also the notches and the holes. So to make it a little easier to talk about the notch and the holes in these drawer boxes, I decided to put them in there backwards so we can get a good look at them and make the comparison. Let's start off talking about something that's different. This is the Futura box. And it has a 7mm hole in the back of the box. It's 11mm up from here to the center of the hole, and it's from here to the center of the hole is 7mm. And the diameter of the hole is 7mm. That's the odd thing about the Futura. Now we go up above, and here's our hole for the Progressa and Progressa Plus. This is a 6mm hole. It's the standard in the industry. It's also 11mm up from here to the center of the hole, and 7mm from here to the center of the hole. So there's the prime differences between the Futura and the Progressa. So if you do have the Futura and you drill a 6mm hole here, your hook's going to get stuck. So you need a 7mm hole there. All right, now let's just take a look at the notch. We're looking at the notch in the bottom of the drawer box for the Futura. It only requires 33mm. You can see that here. That's how wide the slide is. And 33mm notch is just fine. But I have a 2-inch notch, just because I always make a 2-inch notch. Now some people will remove this entirely. I don't like to remove that entirely because I like it, especially with a 1/4 inch bottom, to support the back of the box. So Futura, with a notch requirement of 33mm. Now let's move up to the Progressa and the Progressa Plus. Here's the notch now. This is the Progressa slide. And you can see that the notch, the full 2-inch notch is required because this up and down adjustment tab, the orange part here on the slide, requires that extra space. So when you're using Progressa and Progressa Plus, a 2-inch notch in the bottom of the box is required. Again, as I mentioned before with the Futura, some people will take this out all the way across. That's not my preference, especially with a 1/4 inch bottom. I like that for support of the bottom. If you're using 1/2 inch or so on, maybe you can do something different. But I like to have it there. Well, there you are. That's our selection from Salice. The Futura with a soft close. And the Progressa and the Progressive Plus with a super soft close. They call it the smooth. Also the Progressa, the standard Progressa is 120 pounds and the Progressa Plus 170 pounds. Now these slides from Salice are better than the average slide as far as quality and smoothness of the soft close. I do not recommend the Futura because I don't like the 7mm hole in the back. Although it is an economical slide and it functions excellent. I should say it's an excellent function on this one. So a good slide, but I don't like that 7mm hole in the back. The Progressa and the Progressive Plus are definitely smooth. They are really good. I love them. So those are good slides to choose from. So I know it's kind of a long video, a lot of information to absorb. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, give us the thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.